something kind of told me to like film a video like this on my birthday. I made 19 March 5th, 2004. But then I was just like, bro, like wisdom does not age. Like I can give you this wisdom at 5 or I can give you this wisdom at 29. Wisdom does not age. So I'm just here to drop some gems on y'all. I'm gonna drop a few while I'm right here tidying up for the day. I think I already went over the number 1. Number 2. And this is what I'm learning right now, more so than ever. To make sure that in order for me to think creatively, be creative, or even just to be more nicer, be more calm. Do you ever see the phenomena where it says like, take a deep breath? I feel like that really relaxes your nervous system. Not even to be like super like, you know, but the second point is stillness is very important in such a busy world. Meaning that like, I don't care if you have 8 kids and you work 8 jobs, you need at least 10 minutes a day where you sit in gratitude. I don't care if it's prayer, I don't care if it's in meditation. You need some time to sit with yourself and say, okay, I'm human, I'm living in real life. I am not just in robot, just going like this in my life. And 2, also stillness will bring that peace that like, you just don't get. Like, yeah, you get dopamine from scrolling on TikTok all day, but you get even more dopamine when you sit in stillness and you can hear your thoughts. Like, it's underrated, really. I think people don't realize how important stillness is, so that's why that's number 2. Number 3 for me would be, do not conform to the people that's around you. I just feel like individuality is being so lost in this world just because things are moving so fast. And not only are things moving fast, but ideas are moving fast, but also too, like, think about this, like ideas exist mainly in one place, in people's minds. So I feel like whenever an idea is main spread so quickly, people become like that thing that they're around the most. So people become the idea that they're around the most. So for example, you grew up in an abusive household. It is more likely for you to become abusive as well because that's what you grew around and that's what you were taught, than for you to become like this angel of a person because you kind of conform to what you were taught. Or even if I put it in more simpler terms of in like, when you're around certain people for a certain period of time, you realize that like, wait, why am I becoming like this person? Not even in a bad way, but just more so in like, why do we talk the same? Why do we have the same mannerisms? You kind of conform. And so the way I keep myself from not conforming is I read. I read a lot and I watch a lot of videos. And I never really downturn a conversation from strangers. So if a stranger wants to go on a tangent about something that may not be what I believe in or want to talk about, I'll let them talk because it allows me to stay open and individual. Because it allows me to be like, okay, even if I don't agree with this person, they still have a perspective and an interesting part on life that may be different from the people that I hang out with every day that could potentially benefit me. Or it's just exposing me to new, you know? Also too, the biggest life lesson, make sure you brush your teeth before talking to somebody. I do not like bad breath. Good morning, USA. But you guys, I've been wearing my glasses more, y'all. I don't know if I look like Harry Potter or if I look like Lex Luthor. But today, living my life really. I came to take the car for a charge. And you guys know I am, just in a vibe of like giving y'all the 19 lessons that I've learned. I'm gonna do some shadow work journaling. While I'm journaling, I'm gonna tell you guys what I come up with, and that is gonna be some of the lessons that I share with you, I had initially wrote down like my 19 things I've learned at 19, but then I was like, isn't it more fun when you like kind of do it on the spot? So this one is good. So this one is not super deep about me, but it says, what do I want people to feel around you? So I'm gonna dive into this question while I listen to this YouTube. So my journal topic is written, you guys. It is written. This is what I wrote. And this is the genuineness of me. This is me coming from like my heart. I want people to feel the sun. I want people to feel the warmth of my gaze. I want people to feel seen, heard, and felt. I want people to feel loved, watered, and fulfilled. I want people to walk away simply feeling God's love. My biggest fear is for people to be going through things and I don't see it. Simply put, I want people to feel pure love and understanding. And then I made like one of the rules at being 19, because my biggest thing is like I like to make emotional space for people, and that may look different depending on the person. So some people may not be as transparent or as vulnerable or even as honest about what they're feeling or going through as others. And so according to that, I will like facilitate like a different environment cater toward that person. So I will set up the way I ask questions a little bit different if a person has been traumatized or if they don't really know how to communicate their emotional needs. So I try to be like as crafty with that as possible, and that's a thing that takes time to build up, that mental toolbox. But I said make space for others to be themselves around you. Stop and smell the roses, but in this scenario, your people are the roses. That's the rule, y'all. That's one of the rules, the 19 things I learned at 19. And I just love people so much, y'all. Like, as much as people just be getting on my nerves, y'all, and I just be wanting to say, I'm about to shake the table up, I really do genuinely, like, at my heart, whenever I'm not feeling like annoyed or angered, I love people and I want people to be the best that they can. And when I say people, I mean my people. You right here on the other end of the screen. People that I come across in this world. Even like this couple that's walking in front of me. Like, I hope they have an amazing life, an amazing family. And I hope just God bless them. Like, you know? Like, that's just how I think. But sometimes, y'all, some people be about to get me out of character, y'all. And then I'll be having to say, let me rip me back into plastic. I'm not acting brand new. But y'all, the car is at 190 miles. So I'm about to go read at Barnes & Noble's. Y'all, I think, y'all, it should be criminal at how I sing in every single video. I am a star. I know I am. So I just like, you know, one day the vocals, you know, some songs they hit, some songs they miss. Okay, y'all. Wait, that's crazy. Okay, y'all, we're finna head into the store. So I didn't want to tell y'all my 19 things I learned at 19 without coming here, because one of my points is obviously books are way more important than you think. So I'm gonna need you, I don't care what kind of book it is. You could be reading any book. Like, like all jokes aside, reading is actually important. Like, it's so important. Like, when I felt the most loneliest in my life, I had my books. I remember sitting in my grandmother's bedroom, right, y'all? And I just started buying books, and I stopped looking at the books as just like sources of information, but I started looking at it as an accumulation of stories and of ideas that are wrapped around a person. Like, think about it. This book right here, this is not, I'm not reading this, but this says Girls and Their Horses, period. And then this book is written by Eliza Jane Brazier. Like, that's one person that sat down and said, let me write this book. When I felt alone, I said, girl, let me talk to you right quick. Step into my office. Eliza, hello. But reading is so important, y'all. Like, it's so important. Like, I hope that you take this from this video. But I'm gonna just walk around and just admire the books. I've recommended this book once before. Here is a picture of the book. It's called Emotional Inheritance. So I've read this book at the beginning of January. So I think that, like, you would love that book. It talks about the complexities around therapy and around trauma. And I just think that everybody should read that book at least once in their life. I read this book. This book is really good as well. This book just gives you hope. It talks a lot about like almonds and stuff like that. And like God will send you signs, and like how we're all on our own journey and how stuff like that. This book is basically like, it's all about the journey. The side of town I'm on, y'all, they've never seen anybody like really use a camera. So like people are like looking at me like this. Look at me, and do you think I care? So I'm about to birth 2 birds with 1 stone. So the third book is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It talks about breaking out of the paradigm of like poverty mentality, different ways of talking, different ways of thinking. This book attacks the mind of money. I'm gonna recommend this book as my 3rd book, but also too, another thing that I learned at 19 is your mindset towards money matters. I know it's like something that like most influencers, they don't really talk about, but I know a lot of people don't talk about like that type of stuff, but I'm telling y'all, like, your mindset around money is super duper important. And so I just want you to know that your money mindset matters. And then another thing I learned at 19 is, I wouldn't say financial freedom is selfish, but to me it is. I look for financial abundance, and not even in a way of like, oh, I just want to make all the money in the world. But more so it's like, think about how much I could do for like philanthropy wise. I just feel like I could just give back to just like, imagine if I go plant a bunch of Barnes and Nobles or bookstores or things to help the world out. So it's like, whenever I'm like working and stuff, I'm trying to find that key, that jackpot key, where you turn that knob and then it's just prosperity dropping down. So I would say change the way you look at financial freedom as well, because I feel like financial abundance is something that we should strive for. Because the thing I want to do in life is, I don't want to just give, I don't want to just have a blessing. I want God to be able to bless people through me. I had heard that at church once, y'all, and I wanted to get up and run around, y'all. And that may be controversial. I don't know what people may think I'm crazy. And tomato, we all are different. So that's just me personally. And since we already on the money subject, this is another thing I learned at 19. I'm not gonna say budgeting is overrated, but you do need to see where your money is going. Like, it's there's no reason why you spend $300 a month on Starbucks. Like, I'm not saying you have to be the best budgeter in the world, but you, come on, put that card down. You don't need Starbucks every day. But I do. I'm about to go get me some. Yeah, I've also heard a lot of good things about this book right here. My mom is reading this book. It's called Woman Evolved by Sarah Jakes Roberts. I talk about her a lot in my vlogs because I watch her a lot. If you really want to change your life, and it says Woman Evolved, but I watch so many of Sarah Jakes messages that I'm like, bro, she be speaking to me. And I have balls. That was just a lot to say. Can you guys remind me in the comments to go get my books out of storage? Because I have so many books. Like, I was gonna read here for a little bit, and I might. You know what? Also, too, another thing I learned at 19 is when people be like, I read, and then they put on an audiobook and their audiobook is complete without actually reading a physical copy, it doesn't count in my eyes. That doesn't count. Like, you're cheating. So I'm gonna need you to put down that Kindle Fire, because that is cheating, and I'm gonna need you to pick up a real old-fashioned book. So what is up, you guys? I just got my hair cut, and I was thinking to myself, self-love, obviously. Like, I feel like that's been a big part of my 19 years on this earth. It's just like learning how to love myself more. But mainly, the facet of self-love that I want to focus on is, how do you find love in your life today? So Mark, I want to ask you a question. When you feel like you're behind, or when you feel like you don't love your life in the present moment, how do you find a way to get back to the rhythm of love in your life?
Well, I feel like first things first, you gotta be alone. You gotta find a place where you're not thinking about anything, so you can find like some type of peace in your mind. You can start thinking of like what is actually good for me and what's bad for me, and who's bringing bad energy towards me. So just being nice to people, making things better when it's not good. You can definitely tell when somebody's going through something or they're not having a good day, and just it only takes one smile and say, hey, how are you? And that can literally change the person's whole day. So I just think just being nice in general is like makes everything way, way better.
I'm only asking him this question because he just showed me his design and it had a cross on it. But how do you think God helps you facilitate like the goodness in your life? Or like, how has he helped you get through the ups and the downs in your life?
Being Catholic, I've gone to church a lot of times. And most of the time, I'm just sitting there, I'm not even understanding it. But like throughout the years, you start to understand the things that you remember, going to church. And one of the things that I really remember is like suffering, we all suffer at one point. We always find ways to make it better. So I was actually showing, you this one design that I created. And building a brand is actually really hard. You feel me? Like, there's gonna be ups and downs. There's a lot of downs actually, but you should never listen to a lot of opinions, because the idea is yours. And having faith in what you do is actually gonna make everything better. So whatever you believe, you just gotta do it. Because if you don't, you're gonna start self-doubting yourself, and you're never gonna get to do it. And that's why you put yourself in such a bad, mindset of like, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, instead of like, fuck it, let's just do it. You feel me? Just get it done. So having faith in everything you do makes makes everything better.
I want to touch on when you said, being Catholic. I realized too that even when it comes to like just religion as a whole, I never really got to know God. But I feel like with your own personal relationship with him, like outside of like everybody else's opinions and stuff like that, right. I feel like that's when it's most like you actually feel like that peace in the suffering, because you realize it's not about the routine of going to church, but it's just the routine of nurturing your relationship with the Most High, And I feel like and I want to touch on that too when you said just having faith in yourself and having faith in everything that you do. And I feel like when you foster that relationship with God, with yourself, and with your business, I feel like that's like the thing that you need most in order to like succeed, right, and just be happy too throughout the whole process.
Right. Because either way, you just gotta enjoy the journey. Like everything is like, everything happens for a reason. You feel me? Like we all have a direction, but some days there is, like maybe we're not meant to go there. So if it keeps, knocking you down, then you're like, all right, then I'll try a different route. But other than that, like just enjoy, have fun, and have faith, and just keep doing you. And be happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from
Mac the Barber, baby.
I think we're gonna go and get. I think I'm gonna go and get my manicure and a pedicure, and so we'll see what I can cook up from my brain from there. But thank you, Mark. Good morning, you guys. Just came from chilling with some friends from last night. I don't know why I look so crazy because I just woke up. But I want to tell y'all something. One of the things I've learned at 19 is know when to lock in and know when you can loose up a little bit and have a little fun. And just make sure you have a system in play to still get your stuff done, even if you're going to have fun. We're headed to Starbucks, and I got my journal and my book, and yeah, about to hit it up. So, hello. Just got out of the shower, as you can see, but I was in my secret place. Yeah, it's a sacred place. And if you block me, then you block the message. Okay, I was trying to quote Lauryn Hill, but I got two things for you, two lessons that I was thinking about while I was in the shower. And as I've been thinking about this video, I take it very serious. I took this video very seriously. The number one thing is that in your teenage years, in your years on earth really, acne is normal. It is completely normal, and it does not determine who you are. And even if you have acne on a severe level, you have to realize that your inner beauty is your true beauty. So that's one thing. And I feel like we as a society we have come across so many people, and we think about all the ads that you see for skincare brands, think about all of the models you see with pitch perfect skin. We are like conditioned in a way to think that acne is not normal or any body deformity. Not saying that acne is a body deformity, but I'm saying like any type of imperfection. I'm gonna just say imperfection is so unnormalized that it leaves people sitting with insecurity in their skin, in their home. Because perfection is so normalized in the outside world, we go home and we think like, oh, am I not enough? Do I not look good enough? Do I not smell good enough? Not saying that you don't wear deodorant, but I'm just saying that I think that there's a lot that needs to be said when it comes to knowing that you are more than enough no matter how you look, no matter what is on your skin. Just no matter how you were raised, like you're more than enough. The reason why I know that we're more than enough is because, think about this. We all take up space on the earth. If you think of like longitude and latitude, you are right now taking up space right now on the earth. If you was not enough, you wouldn't take up the space you have. So you're more than enough for the lane, for the assignment, for the thing you're called to do on this earth, for your purpose. You're more than enough because you stand in the fullness of who you are. Does that make sense? So that was the second thing, is that you're more than you could ever imagine yourself to be. And that is an actual way of thinking. We are at Best Buy, and I need to get more, like a better charger battery pack. I may also need to get more tripods. Yeah, I'm at that point in my day where I'm like, what is left from right? What is right from left? Boston. Just freeze. I low-key just want to buy stuff just to buy stuff. What should I buy? I'm at the part of my day where I'm just like a little tired, but I really want to go work out. No, I don't. I just am talking. So you guys, I am headed to set, and I am so happy. And I literally, like a couple months ago, I was like just worried about just like all kind of things. I was worried if I was ever going to be able to do things like this again, just because, you know, sometimes you go through seasons in your life where you're looking to the left and you're looking to the right. But I just want to let you guys know that another valuable thing I've learned at 19 is that seasons change. And so when you stay hopeful and you pray with the posture of knowing that anything can change at any time, you start getting opportunities again, and you start living your life out, and you just feel like life is a fresh breath of air. So just me going to set is just bittersweet, because at first I was like, oh, I have to go to set, just being dramatic. And then I was like, wait, you literally prayed for this. So let's clean up that act. Let's drink a Red Bull and let's go ride it like a rodeo. Yeah, I'm just letting you guys know that things do change. And so the lesson is your tomorrow will not look like your yesterday. And I will also say this too, this is another thing that I've learned just from this experience, is stay positive no matter what. I don't care if it looks like the Sahara Desert in your brain, in your life, in your relationships, in your finances, you have to stay positive. Because my favorite Scripture is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you continue to think your way positive and prosperous, stuff will start to happen and change, and you'll just be like, what happened? Yeah, I'm excited for set. I might get some BTS. I might get the people on set to record me, yo. Yo, they treat me like I'm a king on set. Yo, they just be like it's just foreign to me when people be like, oh my God, do you need water? Or like, oh, you do you need a snack? Like, yo, I'll say 2 lines, and then they'll be like, okay, yo, we need to take a break for 2 hours. Are you sure you don't need a snack? And then I'll be wanting to say, I used to clean houses with my mom and scrub people's toilets for 6 hours, and then my mom would get us food at the end. And if we took a break, our fingers would break. Okay, yeah, that is crazy. I love my mom, though. Shout out to my mom. My mom has increased my work ethic. Like, I used to love cleaning them toilets. Well, no, that would be a lie if I said that. But all right, I'm gonna see you when I get on set.